Barre, Massachusetts. Barre is a town located in north central Massachusetts, pretty much right in the center of the state itself. I am going to keep this intro very limited because I think my intros are way too long. So briefly, I'm a realtor with Omaki Realty in Leominster, Mass. Boom, you got that. Contact info down below. We'll get into that. So Barre itself. We have been starting with the real estate market the last couple town videos, and I should say, if you're new, welcome to this video, welcome to the channel. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Hope I keep providing value. So Barre itself, this is the real estate market in Barre as of April 15th, 2024. So the inventory, the population of Barre is a little over 5,500 according to the 2020 census. So the active inventory, reflection of how little populated the town is. The active inventory in 2023 on this day was 1. This year it's 3, a whole 3. So that's 3 times the number from last year. So in the lowest and highest priced home right now, this is deceiving. I should say you should take all this data with a grain of salt because Barre itself is not a massive town, so it's not a direct reflection on how the rest of the state's real estate market is doing. But this is just for single family homes. The lowest priced home in Barre right now is $600,000 and the highest is $850,000. I just said there's 3 active single family homes on the market, and that's what you got. 600 is the lowest, 850 is the highest. The homes sold this year, so up until this point last year there was 10, this year there's 12. So that's nothing like unexpected or anything. It's Barre, so it's a small town. Not a whole lot of moving going on in that particular town itself. It's very similar to Hubbardston. Hubbardston is right next door to Barre, and Hubbardston itself is a small town. Princeton as well. All those towns very low populated, which means low sales or low number of homes going on the market. But this is a good gauge on how the market is and how many people end up actually just putting their home on the market. So the units listed the last 12 months, 2023, the prior 12 months was 59. This year, the last 12 months is 58. So what is that? If we do 60 homes divided by 12, there's roughly about 5 homes per month going on the market in Barre, Massachusetts. So if you were keen on finding a home in Barre itself, you might have to consider looking at other towns as well, because you could be waiting a while for that perfect property to pop up in Barre. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's difficult. You just need to look in the right places. Days on market, this is a reflection of how that local real estate market is doing. So the days on market last year was 34, this year is 80. I think that's kind of misleading in a way, the 80 number, because Barre itself has a lot of unique properties, and there was one property in particular that was on the market for 430-ish days, and it just sold like last week. So that inflated the number of days on market. Even though that's been on the market for over a year, it inflated it for this year in particular, because that was one of the 12 sales, and I think that had a factor to something to do with it. But Barre itself has a lot of unique homes, a lot of older homes, so sometimes those sit a little bit longer than, let's say, a Cape built in 1984 or a Colonial built in 1998. Those homes in particular don't sit as long from my research and my knowledge of the housing market, because they're not a unique property, and there's more common for an average person to be interested in that type of property compared to an 1820s Victorian or a 1775 Colonial. That's just my 2 cents, and why I think the days on market's a little inflated because of those reasons right there. Average days to offer, 25 last year, 44 this year. Again, the inflated number probably because of that one home that's out of the market for 430 days. Average sale price, so Barre itself, it's actually one of the, based off these 12 sales and the 10 sales last year, or the 10 sales leading up to this day last year, I think it's a good reflection. I don't know, because Barre had a couple sales under like 70,000 this year, so that also is misleading. So 2023, the average sale price was basically 350,000. This year's $372,400. So based off that data alone, that's got to be one of the more, I guess, budget friendly towns that we've discussed so far. But take that with a grain of salt, because if, let's say, the next 2 months there's like 15 ranches or capes that go on the market priced at 400, which is probably in this area, or the Barre area itself, that's around where they should be, that could inflate the price a little bit. So Barre, again, unique properties galore. Yeah, be interesting to see, but I wouldn't doubt it's a little close to that on average. I wouldn't doubt if it goes up to 400 by the end of this year. Who knows? The market's changing. The average list price, so 2023 is $348,569. This year, $371,583. Now, if you take the sale price to list price ratio, which is a good indicator of how hot that market is and how active that town in particular is, 2023 was 102.54%. So on average, up until this day last year, homes were selling 2.5% over asking price or over list price. This year, they're selling for 100.13%. So they're on average selling 0.13% over list price. So it gives you a good indicator of how the market shifted in Barre. And again, I think that has something to do with, actually, no, that one sold over asking price, so I can't even say that. I think it's just the changing market that we find ourselves in. The spring market's a little better for buyers than it has been the last 3, 4, 5 years. So it's one of the better markets in that regard. Just a changing market. Obviously, Barre's not a reflection on the rest of the state itself, but it's a good indicator of where things are. So prices are steadying in Barre, which is good to see. Well, that does it for the real estate market in Barre. So the overview of Barre itself. So like I mentioned earlier, 5,500-ish residents in the town itself as of 2020. It's a rural town. It's a very rural, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of unique homes, older colonials, or some older Victorian type of homes. So there's no main highways or anything that go through Barre. So your main routes through the town itself is Route 122, Route 62, which goes from like Sterling to Princeton to Barre. Then there's Route 67 and Route 32. So those are the 4 major routes in Barre itself. So like I said, no major highway. You're probably 30 minutes from a highway, which would, from the top of my head, I'm thinking Route 2. So let me just check a map quick. It has to be Route 2 as the closest highway. Yeah, Route 2. You got to go through Hubbardston to Gardner to get to Route 2. And then you're not that close to 190. Overall, you're not too close to highway. So if highway access is really, really important to you for work or what may have it, Barre might not be the best place if you want to be within 10 minutes of a highway. If you're not looking for that, if you're looking for peace and quiet and privacy, and highway access isn't that important to you, then Barre could be right up your alley. So schools in Barre, I've done a couple towns. I've done Hubbardston. That might have been the only town I've done in the Quabbin Regional School District. So Barre itself has 3 schools. Ruggles Lane, which is the elementary school, which is kindergarten through, or PK through 5th grade. The middle school is Quabbin Regional Middle School, which is 6th through 8th grade. And then the high school, which is Quabbin Regional High School, 9th through 12th grade. I myself went to Quabbin. The district consists of 5 towns. So Hubbardston, Petersham. I think that Petersham's part of it. Hubbardston, Petersham, New Braintree, Barre, Hardwick, and Oakham. 6. So I don't think Petersham's actually part of it. But Petersham's not part of the Quabbin district. So the towns actually in the district itself: Hubbardston, Barre, Oakham, Hardwick, New Braintree. Those are the 5 towns, and I think Petersham students typically end up going to Quabbin. And I guess this changed because when I went to school, it was in this district. Elementary school was PK through 6th grade. Now it's PK through 5th grade. So the middle school has changed from 6th to 8th grade. So that's brand new in the last probably couple years, because I graduated 10 years ago, and that was not the case. Student count in Ruggles Lane, 388 students as of the last time this data was updated. Middle school was 517, and then high school was 566, which I found interesting because the middle school has 3 grades, 517 students, and the high school has 4 grades, 566 students. So there's not many more students for 4 grades in high school compared to 3 grades in middle school. I'm guessing it's because of school of choice. I'm guessing a lot of students are deciding to school of choice to Wachusett or one of those other high schools in the area. That's my guess. Don't quote me on that though. So that's the overview of Barre. Now what there is to do in Barre. So I already mentioned it's a rural town. There's not highly populated. There's not a whole lot to do. Obviously you got some cool things in Barre, which we're going to get into. I'll first start with Barre Falls Dam. Barre Falls Dam is actually in 3 or 4 towns: Barre, Hubbardston, Oakham, and Rutland, I believe. In those 4 towns, but obviously it's named Barre Falls Dam. So what you can do there, you can do some hiking. Is a picnic area. There's disc golf, which is 18 holes. I've never done disc golf in my life, but if you're into that type of thing, it's at Barre Falls Dam. There's canoeing, because it's the Ware River watershed, hunting, fishing, and biking, so like mountain biking. There's a lot of outdoor activities you can do at Barre Falls Dam itself. So if you're an outdoors person, Barre Falls Dam is located in Barre and those surrounding towns. Stone Cow Brewery. Now this is a popular destination in Barre. It's on a 1,300 acre farm, Carter and Stevens Farm, I think it's called. So this is, like I mentioned, very, very popular. I know people from Worcester that end up going to this. I know a lot of people in my company itself go to Stone Cow Brewery. Even if they live an hour away, they come out to Barre to go visit the brewery because there's a lot of stuff you can do there. They got great beer, they got great food. So obviously it's on a farm, so they serve beer, so craft beer, barbecue. You know, a lot of what they serve for food is grown from the farm itself, which I would hope so. It's on a farm. And then ice cream, so homemade ice cream. Live music there, so they got quite a lot of events. I was just checking the event calendar. They have a lot of live music coming in the next couple weeks. And I think the brewery itself is open Thursday through Sunday. So I think it's open 4 days a week, particularly. It's open year round. I don't know if it's open 7 days a week or 6 days a week during the summer. I didn't look into that, but it might just be open 4 days a week, regardless. So Stone Cow Brewery, very sought after destination, and you can actually see it's got great views. It's in a great spot. It's a quiet area of Barre, and you got views of Wachusett Mountain that's located in Westminster and Princeton. So it's really great, really scenic, and they got great beer from what I can hear. I don't really drink much, but got great ice cream from what I can hear and great food. I might have to go to it because I don't live too far away from this place, and I've been there once, and yeah, I'm impressed. It's a cool environment. Jenkins Inn and Restaurant, that's another cool thing. Obviously an inn, there's not too many around anymore. I feel like it's a dying breed in a way. And also there's a restaurant at the inn. So if you're looking for a little getaway to a unique place, then Jenkins Inn and Barre could do that. And then some other restaurants. Like I said, it's not a big town, so J&J Family Restaurant, the Upper Deck, and I'm going to be putting the screenshots of their Google reviews on the screen. Judge for yourself. And there's some pizza places and a breakfast place, I believe. So all in all, it's nothing overwhelming. It's a quiet town in Central Mass, and not near any major highway access or anything. So again, if that's not important to you, highway access, then this is a possibility for you. If you're looking for some rural country town in the boonies, that'd be right up your alley then. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. So very New England feeling town. It's very similar to Hubbardston in my opinion. A little bit more to do than in Hubbardston, a little bit more in general. Yeah, a lot of unique homes, real estate markets, obviously nothing crazy because now many people put their homes on the market there, 5 on average basically per month. If you have any more questions on Barre itself, if you want to move to Barre or a similar town like it, you got my contact info down below. You know where to find that. Like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below if you have any questions or comments, and share this video with someone that might get value out of it. You know, that's gonna wrap up this video. So I appreciate you tuning in to the new viewers, returning viewers. I went way longer on this video than I wanted to, even with cutting out the intro. Basically, I guess I gotta improve upon that still. See you in the next video.